We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Julian Hill, Miami Dolphins tight end, who's enjoyed a pretty solid season for UDFA. I like him as a Dolphins tight end too, and I think this is his best game he's played in quite some time, and also his probably most complete game of the season. Only played 20 snaps, and I still have like a decent amount of plays here to break down. Like to see him getting involved in the passing game. 2 catches in this one, but showed some good stuff on both of them that I think the Dolphins kind of miss at that position, because it's a big part of the that Shanahan style system for the tight ends to be involved with the middle of the field and getting yards after catch. And I think that's the Dolphins something they haven't had with McDaniel since he's been here last year with Gesicki. This year, Smythe is a better fit for the offense, but he doesn't really add that element either. It's not something that's super part of his game. But Hill finally getting some targets and carrying guys for yards. Both plays doing that, like great play by Tua as well. Finding a soft spot in the zone. Also nice to see him getting involved. Understands that, makes himself an easy target. Just be a little more reliable, because he did fumble like a few weeks ago getting a catch. And had like a drop too, but nice to see him just and then carry a guy for a few extra yards. I even think the other play is even a little more impressive, the way he was able to get the first down. Just start with that, and then I'll definitely break down his run blocking, where he's been an impact player all year long. Love his physicality. I do think the tight end position is the one area I'm probably looking to upgrade in the offseason, especially in the draft. I think that's where they could really take this offense to the next level. He'd become even better. But I do like what Julian Hill brings. I think he's definitely has a nice role on this team. And here's the second catch. Then we'll get into the run blocking, but it's nice to see the seam real slide RPO, get him the ball in the flat. This is the best I've ever seen like one of the flat players look getting this play, unless it's a wide receiver. But usually this ends up being either, Durham Smythe, Alec Ingold, this time Julian Hill. Usually the seam and the rail are a running back or a wide receiver or 2 wide receivers. This time we get to see how Hill does it down the flat. He catches the ball, turns into a receiver right away. Might probably want to see him hold onto the ball a little better there, but gets hit like 2 yards short of the first down from a DB and carries him. Absolutely love the fight. Gets the first down easily. This is a situation that, doesn't matter at this point in the game because they're kind of blowing the other team out, but it could matter very much in later situations. I love how this looks like a future projection, getting him involved in the passing game, because that's not something the Dolphins had, where the guys got that play strength, contact balance to just break tackles, make some plays after the catch. That's some good stuff there from Julian Hill. This is an element they needed added to the offense, and if he can hang on to the ball, be reliable, and not fumble, I do think he is a little more explosive in the passing game than what they've had at that position for this McDaniel system. One area where I really like Julian Hill as a blocker is him on the move. I think that's where, Smythe is a little more consistent as a blocker, but I think when you're consistently moving Hill across formations in motion, or, just split zone and whatever it is, he's sift blocking, I think he's better there. He's just so explosive at the point of attack. That's a big defensive end. Want to see him maybe sustain a little bit longer, but for him to be moving at this speed, take a good angle, adjust that, and then still get that pop. A lot of times, players whiff a lot, so good angles there, moves, creates that space, and then Mostert hits the cutback lane. That guy doesn't get involved. Maybe want to hold on to that block for half a second longer, but that is impressive. You can see the power. I love the aggressiveness that he plays with too, and just getting that hit at all that clean is pretty rare for tight ends to do as consistently as Julian Hill does it. To see Julian Hill in pass protection, which is interesting, basically just getting a one-on-one with an edge there. Achane is coming over to help, but doesn't even really get a chance. This is on the Waddle deep shot. I think having a tight end who can pass block is something that's kind of underrated and not looked at as a super important thing. But in this Dolphins system, it's something they've done. Shanahan tree does this a decent amount, keeping these guys in the block, especially on these play action shots. And he wins this rep. This guy's trying to win around the edge. He's an edge defender, and Hill just pretty much neutralizes him. He tries to spin back late. He's already gained way too much depth back in Achane, but he's even still there to get a play, and the ball is already way out. It's just something nice to see that Julian Hill also can bring to the team, a nice little versatility with his blocking ability. Some more blocking, basically run blocking, but it's technically a pass to Achane. But just getting out in space, look how he blocks this guy, sustains and carries his defensive back. It goes off the screen, I think, from both angles, but just watching this out in space, he even bumps into that the receiver there, which is unfortunate, kind of messes up that part of the play. But look at the explosiveness he has right here. Getting low, he gets such good pad level and leverage here to meet this guy, and there's just a pop to pick that guy up, but he sustains with it, drives his leg. He's got good hand placement inside the chest. That's exactly what you're looking for out of Julian Hill. You can see it from this angle, just completely finish his block there. Love his overall physical toughness, competitive toughness, the energy he brings out there. He's a tone-setting type of player, tight end position. Another Julian Hill on the move. This one's slightly different. This guy is able to get upfield a little bit longer this time. He doesn't get as clean of a hit, but he's still able to get his body in the position, which now allows Achane to shoot upfield. This is exactly like they did this a couple times again. Smythe looks like he's going to block him, release to the next guy. Julian Hill takes a scout. He tries to shoot upfield this time. Last time, Julian Hill just took him on right at the point of attack. This guy tries to, beat him this way. Now he just drives him, takes him out of this, sticks with it the whole time. Love the hand usage as well. Has a little pop there, even, attacking that low hip, which creates all that movement. And now Achane has a nice lane to work through here. So, even when you're not getting, a super clean hit, still being able to make an impact. Sometimes it's just about your positioning, creating subtle movements. It doesn't always have to be big displacement, big hits. You can make some big runs, some big blocks, just by being in the correct spot. This is, the one negative play he had. He got a holding call. To me, I know he was pissed on the sideline. I remember they showed him on the sideline. He's pretty pissed. It's a pretty weak holding call. He gets, a little bit of a tug. That, even the defensive end wasn't, asking for it. Usually, they're, pretty obvious with it. He gets a slight tug. It's very little, at the end right here as he's moving away. And he lets go pretty quickly. It's just one area that you could, say was a negative. But I would say blocking a defensive end who's this big out in space for a tight end for as long as he did is still impressive. Just straight up base blocking in space, which is nice to see. That's something you want from your tight end. Don't want him to hold, but he does a good job, staying squaring him up. Could do slightly better overall, but I think as a blocker, he has some nice versatility to be blocking on the move, just lined up tight, block who's ever straight in front of him. Don't want to see the holding call, but overall, not something I'm too concerned with his game. Last play break down here for Julian Hill. This is, some more work on the move, but slightly different blocks with their angles. Him and Tanner Connor going out there. This is on another, work to Achane on these, tosses, outside zones, whatever it is. But this one's slightly different. It's not them leaving this guy unblocked. This time he's hitting that outside shoulder of him, which then allows the left tackle to get, better position. They basically all take him on, him and Tanner Connor. But then, so drop that shoulder to him and then get up to the next level. And then also cut off 47. Just good job driving these guys down. He even gets a little bit of a hit on the DB. Finish those blocks, when you put multiple guys on the ground. And, that's a short situation. And they convert, get 6-7 yards on the play. Love that work from Julian Hill. Love the nastiness that he can play with. Love seeing him block on the move, creating that space. He's able to capture that edge. They're just trying to capture the edge here. And it's a tough ask for your left tackle to reach this guy with how, wide he is in comparison. So he attacks that inside half. Hill hits that outside half. They're able to reach that. Connor tries to get up through there too. They just all hit him. Hill also gets hands on 47, who also then he hits into the DB right there, who's kind of banged up. But that is just good work. Love seeing Hill out there. Like the angle that they take here, because he takes kind of a wider angle back. Usually people just go straight down the line. Kind of takes this wider angle, which allows him to readjust right here and get down and attack that outside half. It'd be a tough ask for him to just go straight horizontally and get to the outside half. You'd have to, really get widened there, but he just does a good job understanding the angles and aiming points of things. For an undrafted rookie, like to see how he develops down the line. Pretty happy with what I've seen throughout the season. Out of the undrafted guys, he's probably been because I know they had Peely. I think Peely is on the practice squad now. I know I know he's on the team earlier on. Chris Brooks was another guy. I think Chris Brooks and Hill is really where I'm looking at for the UDFAs. Brooks is injured. Hopefully he comes back, but I do think he has a role in this team, at least in the coming seasons. I like what I saw out of him. Julian Hill definitely has a role, definitely the most prominent we see each and every week, especially with Smythe banged up. He's still playing some good snaps. I also want to see more from Tanner Connor because I think he has some more upside. I think that's a guy I'd like to keep around next year too at the tight end position. I think you keep all three of those guys. You keep Smythe, you keep Hill, you keep Connor, but then you try to really get true number one if you can in the draft, and then that can really elevate the whole tight end room. And I would be a big fan of that. So if you guys know the video, should like, comment, subscribe. Peace.